There's been a lot of talk recently about some of the decisions that some of the young men in Memphis have made, uh, or the Memphis area, concerning going professional in the uh, NBA. And I do know that we're littered with the stories of guys like Richard Jefferson and Antoine Walker, who said that they said at one time had a whole entourage of about 100 people. We got all of the nightmare stories, but we came up with the story concerning Lester Quinones. He signed a two-way contract. The NBA is making so much money from its television contracts that now the average rookie of the league in the league for the next season, for the first time, the minimum that a rookie will earn is $1 million. Of course, Lester on a two-way signed for half of that. So instantly everybody goes, and then he's going to Golden State out in California. So California taxes are incredible, and there are things, but the guy's lived as a college student for the last few years. You don't think he can make it like that for a year or two? The minimum for rookies on a two-way is 502,000 now. So I just did a little research, and in Golden State, in the Bay Area, $239,000 a year allows you to be called upper class or rich. So I know taxes are going to take a good hit on him. He's going to pay an agent a good amount, but from 502,000, he just might scare that 239 to still live a little nice. The Trump administration, the previous administration, when they set their tax precedents, they said anyone making $500,000 a year, as far as the IRS was concerned, is rich. I know a million doesn't go as far as it used to go. And I know one of my thought leaders, Grant Cardone, says that he thinks that millionaires are the new middle class. But I just don't want you to think that this guy is going to be doing subsistence living. Another player from the area, Chris Chioza, he signed on to a two-way contract, so he's bounced around the G League and other things since 2018. But he just signed a one-year contract, and he's getting a ring. Got a ring. He's getting a ring, incidentally, for being on Golden State's team. But he signed a contract that has nothing to do with two-way anymore. Now he's making about $2 million a year. Wherever you got to do, whatever you sign to, you got to produce. Now let me give you Lester's case. Lester's a Dominican player, so I just went to look up some, and even on the list, I remember Chris Duarte, Al Horford, of course, who just played in the finals. Felipe Lopez, I remember his game. Luis Montero, let's see, Charlie Villanueva is probably one of the ones that I best remember. But the kid is a good looking kid. Okay. So he makes 502,000, even if that's taxed and it gets beat up and everything else. He's still an NBA player. The club scene. He's a young guy and he's single, as far as I know. Wouldn't it be nice to always be invited into the exclusive areas, or VIP? I think he's going to qualify as everybody's VIP, being an NBA player. Okay, then we're in social media. The kid knows how to brand. I saw how he comes across. He's good looking, so he can do modeling. Hey man, why don't you wear my clothes? And I can say NBA player so and so and so and so. Where's my stuff? Uh, there are endorsements. Smaller business people need endorsements too. I'm not saying he's getting a Nike contract. Personal investments and the network. Man, you're gonna have Draymond Green. As much as I don't like him, and I don't even like Steph, but I gotta admit that's got to be awesome to have them in your contacts with their real number. Steph's net worth is getting somewhere close to about $250 million. That's a $250 million. You don't think being in a room with a guy like that helps you any? You don't think traveling on the plane with him doesn't put you in another place? There's I hear a lot of thought leaders that it's not the going to Harvard that's so great, but it's the networks. You're meeting the people that will be the thought leaders and the impact havers and the big baller shot callers in the days going forward. So how would it hurt this guy to travel with Golden State every day? Now, just coincidentally, had nothing to do with him, but they're the world champs. Everybody recognizes the Warriors. You don't think somebody will want to say, hey man, I dressed Lester Quinones. He plays for the NBA world champion Golden State Warriors. Lester, if you're watching, I'm giving you your thing. Hey, this is how you plug in. And because I remember a time back in the day, I think Coach Cal did one advertisement for a particular business in the area, and I know what they had to pay him appearance fee. So we're living now, and these kids are smart. They know about marketing, and there's a better agent out there, typically, a smarter parent. And then we got all of these previous nightmare stories to try to prevent that from happening again. Then what about his Memphis State frat? What about he's on the same team with James Wiseman? Now they kicked it in the gym at Memphis State. You think James Wiseman gonna take Lester Quinones out to lunch and let Lester pay his own bill? Nah, not gonna happen. You got James Wiseman, Precious Achua, I think, who could have been his high school classmate also. Precious Achua, James Wiseman, now Josh Minot and Minot, and the latest player, Jalen Duran. You down a couple bucks, they might buy you lunch. You down a couple bucks, you're eating out with Draymond. Draymond's not gonna let you pay for your food. It's just sometimes we just get into nitpicking things. Bishop Patterson said that many years ago. He said about you have to seize the moment. No one says anything about the 13-year-old gymnastic person, with 14-year-old gymnastic person that went pro, the 16-year-old golf pro, the what other sport did they go? The 15-year-old tennis phenom. No one says anything. It's just in this game of basketball, primarily because it's with minority players. And I know there are horror stories after horror stories. I know some Memphis State players that played in one league for X amount of months, and then they played in another league for another amount of months. And then there's all types of other ways, but this is the kid's best chance right now. He's still in his 20s. College, they're not gonna start. They're not gonna shut down every college, so he's still got time to go back and do what he needs to do. Most kids don't even decide what they want to do to way past his age. So we gotta stop pigeonholing these kids and let these kids make their own decisions that will best bless their life. Kennedy Chandler, local player, he went lower than what I thought. And too many people went lower than I thought. And I'm starting to think it's either an indictment on American basketball players. Maybe they want the gritty player from another country that didn't live as nice, or they're just trying to turn the NBA into a global game for marketing purposes. The NBA has centerpiece right now. It's the League of Leagues. But sooner or later, somebody else is going to come up with a league, and there's always money to make overseas. Let these 20-year-old guys live the life of their dreams. Let them get the opportunity to try to see how they fare against the best of the best. Now, we know Lester's playing against, your game can help but get better when you're being groomed by guys like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. How could your game not get better? So let these guys make their own breaks. Let them live their own lives. Stop trying to forecast doom and gloom on him. He's 20 some years old. Yeah, he won't make all the money in the world, but the IRS still is going to treat him like he's upper class. This is my word. That's the decision about going pro. Have an awesome day.